Hello everybody! Last week we met Eduardo, a Brazilian champion in touring cars. This week he's gonna coach me in Assetto Corsa, trying to make me faster and getting me ready for a new season in LowFuelMotorsports, where Eduardo is the top-ranked AC player in the world. So let's get out on track and see what we can do.
We kind of talked a little bit. We became buddies. We get along well, but we are here to drive.
For the first few laps, Eduardo watched my driving, taking notes on what we could work on.
This is such a lovely track, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going that corner. Oh no!
That was a good lap. I'm very happy with what I saw, mostly because of this. So when I was watching you during the 12 hours race, I noticed a few patterns on your driving, and I can see them repeating here with the TCRs. Something that really makes me confident that we can have some sort of a good breakthrough here, because we shouldn't really be seeing the same driving patterns between two cars that are so different. The main thing that I notice is that there are quite a few mid to high speed corners. I see that you have a tendency to get on the brakes way too soon, and I can't quite pinpoint the reason. I don't know if it's just the mentality of it being a dangerous corner, somewhere that you're gonna have some really bad consequences if you end up going off. There is a psychological thing in racing that whenever we're facing a session that somehow makes us scared. So we were talking before, me racing at Tarumã, so turn one, super dangerous corner, and it's really easy to lock up and be scared going into that corner. So you go there and you start thinking, oh, this is gonna be really bad if I end up running wide on exit, or if I oversteer on entry, it's gonna be very bad. So you start thinking about that too much, and you implement that into your driving. So you start going into corners thinking about the outcome that you don't want for that corner instead of the outcome that you want, which is, for example, turn one, I want a nice and confident braking zone so I can load up those front tires, still carry momentum, late apex that corner, strong exit, preferably keeping it on tarmac. Whenever you start thinking too much about the outcome that you don't want, generally that's exactly the one that you're gonna get. Let me tell you why. Turn one, you don't want to run wide. You brake a little bit more gently and sooner, and you can lean on that throttle and just roll it around the corner. Whenever you do that, the moment you go into the corner, you don't transfer the weight to the front tires, we never have it loaded up, you get on the throttle too soon, and from that moment on, you're going to be front end limited throughout the whole corner. You are essentially understeering throughout the whole corner. And remember what we were saying, we don't want to run wide turn one. And the thing that you are doing, even though it makes you feel safe, and you can make it safe, but to do so you have to lower the limit so much more. And there's one particularity with the TCR, you know this and you use it, is that you have quite a bit of rotation at partial throttle. The differential in this car is very aggressive. Whenever you get on throttle, like partial throttle mid-corner, it kind of just loads up that tire and sends the car to the inside. So whenever you blip the throttle, you can like visually see the front end darting into the corner. If you do that too soon on a corner entry that you are already anticipated for, and you can spin out, and that's what happened the previous lap. So you charged in too hard, you tried to keep the car stable, you partially got on the throttle, the rear end came out. So we're gonna try and break that a little bit right now, and to do so we need to make our braking zones as reliable as possible so we can count on them lap after lap. So this is where I brake, this is how much the car is gonna stop. We need that, and for that there's something that I also realized during the 12 hours race, is that sometimes you upshift on a straight that you shouldn't, and it kind of just bugs your mind a little bit going down the gears, because for example before the hairpin you know that you should be in 5th gear, so your reaction is, okay, I'm gonna be in 5th, I'm gonna brake, and I'm gonna downshift 4 gears. Sometimes you go to 6th and you brake less, and then you go around the corner in 2nd, because you have that muscle memory of downshifting 4. It's not a problem to bang the rev limiter a little bit. More often than not, it's not worth it to go up a gear whenever you have to brake like that so soon. So we're going to trust our corner entries. We're still going to ramp up the throttle nicely on exits, but we're just gonna try to stitch that entry and exit a little bit more, okay? Because for now it's a little bit too segmented. You're doing like braking, then lift the brakes, then turn in, then get on throttle. We're gonna start mashing all of those things together.
Eduardo was super kind to offer this class to me. If you wanna get a session with Eduardo too, he's offering 20% discount for everybody who mentions this video. Just click on the link on the description or the pinned comment to book your class today.
We gotta fight the instinct of getting on throttle. So about a car length before the end of the pit wall. Yeah, the pit wall here on the right. You can keep in 4th there next time around.
Okay.
You can brake here, 300, yeah, nice. Just roll it around the corner, keep up the momentum. Very nice. Good.
Too much.
Yeah, we pushed the braking zone a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go. Look at that beautiful corner. Beautiful corner. Amazing, man. Awesome. Okay, so now we're pushing it. So you can get away with braking a little bit harder into turn 1.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Look at that.
There you go. Yeah, 2nd gear is the way to go there. Just before the 400, hard on the brakes. Amazing. So this is a very brief thing that we are doing, and you're still adapting to what we are doing. But I am sure that you can already feel the difference, that you are not having to overslow, you're not having to Keep fighting the front tires on exit. You're not like going off track. The car is under control. You're going faster. Like your delta is plummeting, and I am sure that you feel that you are still under the limit, because when you're overdriving like that, you are also diminishing the ceiling of pace, of performance that the car can give you. So now we are using everything that the car has to offer, and it feels slow because it's controllable, because the car has more to offer, and we have a base that we can build on. This is consistent. You look consistent, like besides like mistakes here and there, but I can see that what you're trying to do is consistent. Just the outcome isn't there yet because you need to practice more for that. It's a completely driving dynamic that we're working on. It's not gonna come like naturally like that in one lap. So yeah, I see that your inputs are a lot more in control and just more consistent. It's really good to see. That was very good, but you can start ramping up the throttle a tiny bit sooner, okay?
Yeah.
Very nice. Beautiful track usage there on entry. Oh, look at the delta.
Look at that.
Beautiful exit. Oh, wow. What a corner. All the way up to the wall, like a pro. Okay, but that was so nice. Yeah, I think you agree with me that we can safely say that if you keep practicing and polishing things and staying aware of what we're working on, we can easily say that there's another second there just by polishing your current driving. And in your case, it's not even lack of awareness. It was just something that you had in mind. You're thinking about endurance races. I cannot crash the car. I cannot let my team down. I need to be safe. But sometimes we don't stop to think about what our actions are causing. It's good to sometimes step back, take a broader macro look to what we are doing. And sometimes the answer is something as small as maybe braking a little bit later and being a little bit calmer with our inputs. So it's important to understand and think about the car as a tool. The race car is a tool for us to get around the track as fast as possible. And for that tool to work, we cannot get on the way of it. We need to let it work. We need to brake the amount that it needs to be braked. We need to modulate the pedals the way they need to, not overcrowd the car with information. And just let it work. Let it flow around the track. Don't just strangle it and hope to go faster.
Super helpful, Eduardo. Super helpful.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. And you are an impressive driver. You have a lot of potential. And yeah, maybe in the future we can do this again and keep working on the things that will keep appearing along the way. Because this session, even though it was kind of short, it was such a small thing that I thought that we could focus on just this, because by doing this, we can unknot the knot that was keeping you from improving. And yeah, so sometimes that's a gamble. Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes people need to be guided everywhere. But just by giving you that broader information, just opening your eyes to that new possibility, you immediately knew what to do. You, by yourself, learn how to deal with this new scenario.
Wow, I learned so much but it was now time to put it into practice. Eduardo challenged me to get a 2:11.5, half a second faster than I went on course. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you all next week.